Can you believe it's been 15 years since this DreamWorks animation title came out? Prepare yourselves as I review Monsters vs. Aliens. Bad Days Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Joel, better known to as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 2009 sci-fi action comedy flick, well, it's anime anyway, Monsters vs. Aliens. It was distributed by Paramount for DreamWorks Animation. Directed by Conrad Vernon and Rob Lerman from a screenplay written by Lerman, Maya Forbes, Wallace Wolodarski, and the writing team of Jonathan Abel and Glenn Berger. The film features an all-star cast of voices including Reese Witherspoon, Seth Rogen, Hugh Laurie, Will Arnett, Keifer Sutherland, Rainn Wilson, Paul Rudd, and Stephen Colbert. The film involves a group of misfit monsters hired by the USAF, that's the United States Armed Forces, to stop the invasion of an extraterrestrial villain and save the world in exchange for freedom. This film was released on March 27th, 2009. So I'm celebrating its anniversary early since I've got other stuff coming up during that week. Anyway, now then. The film did pretty well despite getting some pretty good reviews and what have you. So let's get started. In Modesto, California, Susan Murphy is going to be married to weatherman Derek Dial. Just before the ceremony, a meteorite from a destroyed planet strikes her, and its radiation is absorbed into her body. Though she appears unharmed at first, during the ceremony, the energy causes Susan's hair to turn white and turn her into a 50-foot tall giantess, accidentally destroying the church in the process. Soon, a U.S. military detachment tranquilizes and captures her. Susan awakens at a top-secret government facility that houses monsters, where she meets General W.R. Monger, the Army officer in charge of the facility, and her fellow monster inmates, Dr. Herbert Cockroach, Ph.D., a scientist who became half human, half cockroach after an experiment gone wrong, Bob, benzoate oxazine bicarbonate, a brainless and living indestructible mass of blue goo that is a result of a food flavoring mutation. The missing link, a prehistoric 20,000-year-old fish-ape hybrid who has stalled from deep ice by scientists, and Insectosaurus, a massive bug mutated by nuclear radiation, standing 350 feet in height that attacked Tokyo. Susan is renamed Ginormica by the government and is forbidden any contact with her friends and family. Meanwhile, on a mysterious spaceship, a squid-like extraterrestrial overlord named Galaxar is alerted to the presence of a powerful substance known as quantonium and sends a gigantic robotic probe to retrieve it. The probe lands on Earth, where the president attempts to make first contact with by playing Axel F, the big theme from Beverly Hills Cop on a keyboard. But the probe goes on a destructive attack, heading straight for San Francisco. Despite unsuccessful attempts by the U.S. Armed Forces to destroy it, Monger convinces the president to grant the monsters their freedom if they can stop the probe. In San Francisco, the robot detects the quantonium within Ginormica's body and targets her. At the Golden Gate Bridge, the monsters managed to destroy the giant robot by using parts of the bridge itself. Galaxar sets a course for Earth to attain the quantonium himself, while the now free Ginormica returns home with her new friends and reunites with her family. However, her companions alienate themselves from Ginormica's family due to their inexperience with the real world, while Derek callously breaks off his engagement with Ginormica by claiming that he cannot marry someone who would overshadow his career. Initially heartbroken, Ginormica finally realizes that her life was even better as a monster, and she promises the other monsters to never underestimate herself again. Suddenly, Ginormica is pulled into Galaxar's ship by a tractor beam, and Insectosaurus tries to save her, but is shot down by the ship and seemingly killed. Alright, now I'm going to the final act and ending. As always, you know the procedure. You have 5 seconds to stop this video, go to the description box below, and fast forward to the time below. If you've seen the movie already, please continue. Okay, you've been warned. On board the ship, Ginormica furiously breaks free from her prison cell and chases down Galaxar, only to be trapped by a machine that extracts the quantonium from her body, shrinking her back to her original size. Galaxar then uses the extracted quantonium to create clones of himself in order to launch a full-scale invasion of Earth. Monger manages to get Bob, Link, and Dr. Cockroach on board the ship, where they rescue Ginormica and make their way to the main power core where Dr. Cockroach sets the ship to self-destruct to prevent the invasion. Ginormica personally confronts Galaxar on the bridge. With time running out, she sends the ball of stored quantonium down on herself, restoring her monstrous size and strength. After rescuing her friends, they flee the ship and are rescued by Monger and Insectosaurus, who has revived and metamorphosed into a giant butterfly. The ship then self-destructs, killing Galaxar and his army. Returning to Modesto, Ginormica, Bob, Dr. Cockroach, Link, and Butterflyosaurus receive a hero's welcome. Hoping to take advantage of Ginormica's fame for his own career, Derek tries to get back together with her and gain an interview, but she rejects and humiliates him live on camera in retaliation for his previous actions against her. Monger then arrives to inform the monsters that a monstrous snail named S. Gargantua is slowly making its way to Paris after falling into a nuclear reactor, resulting in the heroes taking off to confront the new menace in the story. So, what did I think of Monsters vs. Aliens? Well, now I've seen this a few times. I'm gonna say it's not too bad. I feel like this is kind of an underrated the film and what have you from DreamWorks. I am gonna say that I actually do think it's pretty fun and what have you. I liked how they make some of these here monsters and what have you, and the characters are pretty good and what have you. Although not spawn a sequel, it did, however, star a franchise consisting of a short film known as Bob's Big Break and 2 television specials, Mewing Pumpkins from Outer Space and Night of the Living Carrots, as well as a Nickelodeon series in 2013, which only lasted for 1 season due to low ratings, and the network's desire to refocus on making the more Nickish shows, if you catch my drift, of course. Oh well. But anyway, the film did pretty well when it came out. It it made 381 million worldwide against its 175 million budget. And also, it did pretty well when it made 5 million in a little over 5 million in IMAX 3D theaters, becoming the 5th highest grossing IMAX 3D debut behind Star Trek, Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen, The Dark Knight, and Watchmen. All of those had come out that year. Well, except The Dark Knight, that came out the previous year. But the Transformers, Star Trek, and Watchmen films, however, did. And it went on to, well, it did well in the U.S. and Canada, becoming the 2nd highest grossing animated film of the year in these regions behind Up, but worldwide is the 3rd highest grossing animated film in 2009 behind Up and Ice Age Dawn of the Dinosaurs. It was the highest grossing film worldwide in Reese Witherspoon's career until Sang came out in 2017. The film currently sits at 73% on Rotten Tomatoes, saying though it doesn't approach the depth of the best animated films, the film has enough humor and special effects to entertain moviegoers of all ages. I completely do agree with that. Roger Ebert says, I suppose kids will like this movie, though he didn't find it rich with humor. Now, Pierre Travers, however, wrote that Wally had more charm, more soul, more everything, but there's enough merry mischief here to satisfy, even if you're way past puberty. It got nominated for several awards, winning one at the Saturn Awards and one of its three nominations at the Annie Awards. So anyway, yeah. I really think the story's not too bad, but its humor's pretty good though. Its score from Henry Jackman was pretty good, and it's got a pretty good soundtrack. Now, for the voice acting cast, we have Reese Witherspoon as Susan, aka Ginormica. She was very good and what have you. Seth Rogen voices Bob. Of course, this would be, I could be wrong, this was Rogen's second film with DreamWorks after he had recently did voice acting as Mantis in the studio's Kung Fu Panda the previous year. He did pretty good. Hugh Laurie, who of course was already well known for playing TV's House, played Dr. Cockroach. Very good performance. Will Arnett, long before he voiced the Lego Batman, did the voice of the missing Link, usually referred to as Link. Very funny character. Rainn Wilson of The Office fame did the voice of Galaxar. Really funny character. Real fun villain, what have you. While Amy Poehler did the voice of Galaxar's computer. Kiefer Sutherland played General Munger. Pretty good character. Stephen Colbert voiced President Hathaway. Yes, that's what he was called. We had Paul Rudd as Derek Dial. Not too bad. There's also others. Jeffrey Tambor and Ed Helms, and even Renee Zellweger, who also had recently done voice acting work in another DreamWorks animation film, and that was Shark Tale, which that's like one of the lowest rated ranked films on the Tomato Meter. But I'll talk about that another time and what have you. But anyway, the story's pretty good. The some of its effects are pretty good though. And I do think it does have a great cast and great characters and a pretty good score. I'm gonna say Monsters vs. Aliens isn't too bad at all. But would I recommend it? I would say sure, go ahead, give it a try. I mean, it may not inspire a sequel though, but at least it did prove to have a little potential. So anyway, I really think Monsters vs. Aliens was pretty funny. So what did you think of Monsters vs. Aliens? Let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. And join me next time when I bring to you my Saturday morning TV log of Jim Henson's Dog City. So I hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, check out my reviews for these other films from DreamWorks Animation. In the upper left-hand corner is my review of Kung Fu Panda. The upper right-hand corner is my review of Madagascar, another recent hit film for the studio. Or go to the bottom left-hand corner and see my review of their latest film, Kung Fu Panda 4. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thank you for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.